Back with India Market Close right here on NDTV Profit. A lot of conversation around global PMIs moving up, as a result of which the belief might be that because manufacturing activity might pick up, that CV demand in general, US, Europe, some parts of Asia, India might pick up, which in turn has an impact on forging companies. It might be interesting to get in a view about this from Mr. Vidyashankar Krishnan. He's Chairman and Managing Director of MM Forgings. The stock is up 7% today, has been active for the last few days. Mr. Krishnan, great having you. Thanks for taking the time out.
Hi, Neeraj. Nice to be here.
Yeah, no, lovely having you. I remember a conversation some time back wherein we had spoken about replacement demand in Europe being strong enough to keep forging demand steady for 12 to 18 months. I'm adding a layer of rising PMIs, rising factory activity, and possibly therefore higher CV demand as well. Are you sensing that? Is business picking up or looking strong globally?
I'd like to split the global market into kind of four areas. The first, let's talk about the US. North American truck sales is expected to be very strong in 2024, right up to middle or end of 2025. So that's a real positive market. South America is also doing pretty strong on the CV side. Europe is kind of moribund. Partly, I would say the long distance traffic between Russia and Western Europe has crawled to nothing. So you see that Europe is doing sluggish. India is right now, we have had a very, very lean fourth quarter, almost, I would say, non-existent fourth quarter like. But the first quarter of this year is reasonably strong on the CV side because bus demand is pretty strong in India, right across the country, across manufacturers, probably due to the missed COVID years, and replacements are catching up now.
So, Mr. Krishnan, without getting into what you will do for the quarter, because you will be in a silent period, just trying to understand all of these factors put together, what's the extent of growth that one can expect, let's say, year on year for, let's say, FY25? Do you expect a moderate 10-15% uptick, or do you expect it to be even stronger?
See, this growth rate depends upon each player. And one is the overall trend of the market, whether it goes up or goes down. And we would have to be modulated by the market. The other is that what other new products are we launching across markets, and the forging industry is not all just a CV play, right? So about all the serious players, 80% or so is CV dependent. Take your pick, 60 to 80%. But the rest of it is also pass car, tractors, and so on. So there is some good variety over there.
Mr. Krishnan, good afternoon. Tamanna here, and great to speak with you. Since the context is positive, you've had construction activity pick up, you've had manufacturing pick up, and obviously CVs have also been doing well. I just want to get a sense of what this quarter is looking like for you. I know it's your silent period, etc. But are you seeing a positive trend overall and looking like you will hit all your margins which you have guided?
Overall, I would say first quarter is pretty positive.
Okay, that was brief.
I can talk about the first quarter. That's not an issue. It's about the previous quarter. That's a silent period. So the first quarter is reasonably positive.
Okay.
Considering that that the bus demand in India is picking up.
Yeah.
Has picked up, not just is picking up, has picked up.
Right.
So considerably. And some of our customers are talking about their defense forays coming in very strong. So all told, I would say the first quarter is...
sector are you seeing firing? What sector are you seeing firing the most? Is it commercial vehicle? Is it defense you mentioned? Or can you just give us a sense of what are the areas that are firing?
Defense has gone through the roof, but defense as a percentage of the pack is a very small piece. So defense can't contribute too much to the top, the top line. Right. But it's moving forward very, very consistently, and Q1 is slated to jump for us.
Okay, so that's
Through our
something.
customers, not direct defense, it's through our customers.
Yeah, no, of course, of course. I just want to get a sense, now that we are in election season, you're going to have a new government, possibly policy continuity, etc. And a lot of schemes have been announced. For example, the PM e-bus seva, there's going to be a fleet of electric buses, more move on public transport, etc. Does that augur well for you, Mr. Krishnan?
Yeah, it augurs well for us because we supply to largely, right now our sales to the CV market is on the axle side. So we are inured to the EV penetration in the CV market in India. So that's not going to have a negative impact on us. And in any case, if you see, EV buses are so highly priced that it's going to be largely on a seeding basis, get public opinion around, and then move forward. It's not going to be, come in and then take over the market all on one day.
So with say a Musk coming next week, all the focus is on EV. I just wanted to get your sense of what this means for the industry and for an MM Forgings. I think important point that you made there. You're immune to the EVification or so of the space. So good tidings in that sense.
Yeah, Tesla coming here is definitely a good sign for the auto market in India in general. Let's face it, Rona, the auto market is, the pass car market particularly, is going to be seeing a lot of volatility because of EV penetration and the mix of fuels towards green. So we have battery EVs, we have fuel cell EVs that are not so very popular right now, but possibly in design and test labs. And then we have hydrogen combustion engines coming up. The penetration of all these things is going to make a very, very curious and interesting mix of powertrains in the months and years to come.
Mr. Krishnan, one final question. When I see how well you've done post FY21, you can ignore the 2 COVID years, but the growth in operational metrics, in revenues, etc., has been very, very strong. Do you expect such a pace can continue? I mean, the TTM 12-month numbers also almost as steady as FY23 was over FY22. Do you expect this pace of growth to continue on a higher base?
I would expect growth to continue. See, we've grown from 500 crores around pre-COVID years and to around 1,500 plus in the last couple of years. So we expect strong growth in the months and years to come. But being a tier 2 or a tier 1 player, depending upon the customer, we are naturally, we take the form of or the speed that our customers run at. And therefore, we see that this will be subject to overall market conditions. Subject to that, we see reasonable strong growth in the next couple of years for sure.
I'm just stretching it. Last question. I'm just stretching it. One last question. Reasonable strong growth ranges from 10% to 99%, even if it's double digits. So just trying to get some sense.
Let's say something in the region of around upper teens.
Upper teens.
As CAGR.
Yeah, fair call. Okay, Mr. Krishnan, wish you all the best. And when your numbers do come out, we'll look forward to talking to you again.